It has been a year since I last had a good, healthy 8 hours of sleep. Mostly, I get only 3 to 6 hours a night, which is exhausting. And that is how the life of a regular high school student frequently looks. Ambitious, hardworking, and just tired. But what about you? Have you ever walked into your first class already feeling drained? Maybe you only slept 5 hours, and you start to wonder, is my sleep schedule actually ruining my energy, focus, and mood? Think about 3 words or phrases that describe sleep deprivation. Mine would be exhaustion, neglecting your personal interests, friends and family, and a hard time focusing during classes. I have experienced each one of them, and that was terrible. First, you are tired every single day, sometimes even on weekends. Then, you can't focus during your classes. Afterward, you don't care about your hobbies or hanging out with friends or family. The only thing on your mind is that vicious circle that consists of school, assignments, all-nighters, exhaustion, and a craving for sleep. Ultimately, this struggle became so unbearable that I couldn't even study in a proper way for more than 30 minutes or feel rested after sleeping 8 hours. Then, one thought completely changed my perspective. Would I keep suffering because of exhaustion or finally choose to live my best life? I selected this second option to prioritize myself, my health, and my well-being. But sleep deprivation isn't just my problem. It affects thousands of students every day, reducing their energy, focus, and even happiness. Have you ever thought about how easy it would be for us to create our own data on sleep-deprived high school students? You might wonder how that is possible. Sleep deprivation has become so common that it seems that almost everyone knows someone who struggles with it. If I asked you to raise your hand if you know that someone, I'm sure we would see more than a few. For instance, according to the 2015 report by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 73% of US high school students don't get enough sleep, with 44% reporting sleeping 6 hours or less. Let's take a look at another piece of data. Based on the findings from the annual Statistical Report 2018, Growing Up in Australia longitudinal study of Australian children, high school students get 8.1 hours of sleep on average on school nights. Slightly better, yet not ideal. The statistics seem truly shocking, but let me ask you a simple question. We all are in the Ambitious Students Club here, aren't we? If you are one of its members, I assume that you have definitely set a bunch of goals for yourself. But have you ever thought that they might be unrealistic or even toxic? This might sound odd, but your aspirations and sleep deprivation are more linked than you think. Speaking from my personal experience, I used to be so consumed by my monthly goals that I didn't prioritize either my sleep schedule or my well-being. Or imagine this. You are waiting for the end of the last class, only for your teacher to tell you that you have to complete numerous assignments by the end of the week. What would you do then? I assumed that most people would be absolutely astonished trying to come up with a thing they could sacrifice. Hobbies, meals, sports, or better, sleep. The last option seems the least destructive and does not require you to neglect the things you adore. And guess what the truth is? Sleep deprivation doesn't only make you feel drained or sacrifice your favorite pursuits. According to the PMC PubMed Central's article, Sleep Deprivation and Insomnia in Adolescence, Implications for Mental Health, sleeping 7, 6 or less than 6 hours is associated with aggressive and injury-linked behaviors and a higher risk of addictions among high school students. However, it doesn't just affect your health. Decision-making, focus, memory, and energy are also extremely affected in a negative way. And for the high-performance students, this range of skills is certainly needed, since they crave to achieve their goals. In the long run, sleep deprivation might become so common that it will be normalized. In that case, even ambitious students may struggle to sustain high performance, face different health issues that prevent them from achieving their goals, and lose interest in excelling academically. Now you might be worried about these consequences or wonder how to cope with them. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to scare you, but let's be realistic. Would you like to deal with an even bigger range of problems after neglecting sleep? If the answer is no, here is some good news. Nowadays, you can see those annoyingly bright titles everywhere. Daily schedule is important. Schedule equals productivity. Actually, creating one might help. It won't take too much time, just 3 to 5 minutes. The only thing you should do is to create a list of the activities you have to complete today and come up with the time limits for each one. Don't forget to jot down the main thing, sleep, which takes 8 to 10 hours. Additionally, you have to stick to it. It might be hard at first, but look forward to the results. You are productive, well-rested, and have spare time. What can be better? Are there any people who adore challenges? Try going to bed just 5 minutes earlier each night and journal briefly about how you feel physically and mentally in the morning. Tracking these small changes helps you see improvements in your energy, focus, and mood. This gradual adjustment prevents overwhelm, and by noticing your progress, it becomes easier for you to stay consistent and steadily enhance your sleep schedule. And yeah, scrolling your phone for just 5 more minutes is always much more gripping, but please remember that your well-being and your health always come first. If you find your evening routine boring, try spicing it up. You can incorporate a bunch of peaceful activities that you like, such as reading or meditating. This makes bedtime something you look forward to, helps you fall asleep faster, and improves sleep quality. Don't forget to stick to those tranquil activities each night. For some reason, I know that even after my speech, you'll pull all-nighters and stick to your inconsistent schedules. But I want you to remember one thing. Your success depends on a healthy mind and body. Take a small and effective step tonight. Finally prioritize yourself and go to bed just 5 minutes earlier. Thank you.